Here we have a problem on solving cubic equation. Okay, in the given cubic equation, we have to solve for x. That is, we have to find the value of x. Okay, so let's consider the product of square root of 2 times square root of 2. So what is the result of this one? So here we multiply two square roots. Whenever we multiply two square roots, we can take square root in commons and we can multiply the values inside the square root. Then we get 2 times 2. Okay, so whenever we have square root and for every two same numbers multiplied inside the square root, one number will come out. So square root of 2 times square root of 2 results 2. Not only for square root of 2 times square root of 2, even if you have square root of 3 times square root of 3, it will result 3. Okay, anyways, so we know that so 2 can be written as square root of 2 times square root of 2 because this is a stuff which is equal to this 2. Okay, now I'm going to apply this stuff in our problem. Okay, let me consider the equation over here. That is, we have x cubed negative 2 times square root of 2 equals to 0. Okay, we have x cubed negative. For this 2, what we can do is we can write square root of 2 times square root of 2 because this is a value equal to 2. So instead of this 2, we can write square root of 2 times square root of 2. So square root of 2 times square root of 2. Already we have a square root of 2 over here. Okay, so x cube negative. So we multiply square root of 2 by itself for 3 times. So what can we write for this one? We can write square root of 2, the whole cube. So whenever we multiply 3 terms with the same base, we can take the base ones and we have to add the exponents. So because for this square root of 2, the exponent is 1. For this one also, we have 1. For this one also, we have 1. Actually, we don't have exponent. We have to assume there is exponent 1. So here 3 terms are multiplied with the same base. So I have taken the base ones and I have added the exponent 1 plus 1 plus 1. It becomes 3. Okay, now, so the expression on the left side is in the form of a cube negative b cube. So there is an algebraic identity for this one, that is a cube negative b cube. Let me write it over here. A cube negative b cube is equal to a negative b times a square positive ab positive b square. So this is a factor form of the difference of two cubes. Okay, so whenever we have a cube negative b cube, so we have negative sign over here. So first we have to write a negative b. And inside the second parenthesis, we have a square positive ab positive b square. So the same factor form we have to write for this one because it's in the form of a cube negative b cube. So at the place of a we have x, at the place of b we have square root of 2. So in this factor form, you have to replace this a by x and b by square root of 2. Okay, let me continue. So we have x negative square root of 2, that is a negative b. Then for a square means we have x square and positive ab. Ab means x, we have x for a, and for b we have square root of 2. Positive b square means we have square root of 2 the whole square equals to 0. So we have x negative square root of 2 times x square positive. X times square root of 2 can be as square root of 2 times x positive. So this square and square root will cancel out. We just get 2 over here equals to 0. Okay, so here the product of these two factors equals to 0. Either the first one equals to 0, that is x negative square root of 2 equals to 0, or x square positive square root of 2 times x positive 2 equals to 0. Okay, I can solve this equation easily by adding square root of 2 on both sides. What will happen? So when I add square root of 2 to both sides, the positive square root of 2, negative square root of 2 will cancel out, and I'm just getting x. And on the right side, 0 positive square root of 2 is just square root of 2. So I got one of the values of x, that is x is equal to square root of 2. Actually, it's a cubic equation. Since the degree of this equation is 3, so we'll be getting 3 values for x. I got one of the 3 values, that is x equals to square root of 2. So here we have a quadratic equation. When I solve this quadratic equation, so I'll be getting 2 more values for x. Okay, let me take the quadratic equation over here. That is x square positive square root of 2 times x positive 2 equals to 0. I don't think we can solve this quadratic equation by factoring. So better we can use a quadratic formula. For that, so we have to make sure that the given quadratic equation is in the form of x square positive bx positive c equals to 0. Yes, here the quadratic equation exactly is in this form. So comparing these two equations, we have to write the values of a and b. So here a is the coefficient of x square. So the coefficient of x square over here is just 1. Actually, we don't find any number in front of x square. We have to assume there is 1. So we get a is equal to 1. And b is the coefficient of x. In our equation, the coefficient of x is square root of 2. So b is equal to square root of 2. And c is the constant term. And so in our equation, the constant term is 2. Okay, now let's write the quadratic formula. So that is negative b positive or negative square root of b square negative 4ac over 2a. So whenever we are not able to solve a quadratic equation which is not factorable, we may have to use a quadratic formula. So now in this quadratic formula, we have to plug in the values for a, b and c. and this negative comes in the formula itself, negative. And for b, we have the value square root of 2, positive or negative. Square root of b square means like the value of b square is, b is the square root of 2, so it has to be square. Negative 4 times the value of a is 1, and the value of c is 2 over 2 times the value of a is 1. Okay, now we have x equals to negative square root of 2, positive or negative. So when I square this, the square root and square root cancel out, I'm just getting 2 negative. 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8 over 2 times 1 is 2, and I have x is equal to negative square root of 2, positive or negative. So when I simplify, 2 negative 8 will become negative 6 over 2. So x equals to negative square root of 2, positive or negative. So actually we have complex roots, because here we get an imaginary value. So whenever we have a negative number inside the square root, it's imaginary. And to convert this root into complex form, that is in the form of a plus ib, we have to write this negative 6 as 6 times negative 1 over 2. So I get x equals to negative square root of 2, positive or negative, 6 times. For this negative 1, we can write I square over 2. So x equals to negative square root of 2, positive or negative, and this I square will come out, because it's a square, this I square will come out of the square root as I, and still we have 6 inside the square root, and we have 2. So we can split up this solution into 2 parts, because here we have positive or negative. One time we have to write positive sign, other time we have to write for negative sign. So I'm getting x equals to negative square root of 2, positive I times square root of 6 over 2. This is one of the complex solutions. Other solution is negative square root of 2, negative I times square root of 6 over 2. So I got 3 values for x. So already the first value is x equals to square root of 2. Actually, this is real solution. So the remaining 2 solutions are complex solutions.